What's up, YouTube? Jeff, your Style O.G. And on today's video, I'm going to share with you 11 of my best tips on how you can be more productive. If you're new to the channel, we release a new video every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, discussing various men's lifestyle topics such as style, grooming, and dating. I invite you to subscribe, tap the notification bell, and join us. And to my returning friends like Peter Margot, salute. Now, without a doubt, most of us want to be more productive. We want to get more things done, whether it's in our personal life or our work life. We want to live a life that's much more efficient and leads to more success, both personally and professionally. And that's what I'm going to help you with on today's video. On today's video, I'm going to share with you 11 of my best tips that if you incorporate them in your life, I promise you'll be more productive. So without any further delay, let's hop right into it. Now, without a doubt, one of my best tips on how you can be more productive each and every day, plan the next day the night before. Being more productive often involves being more prepared. When you plan your day the night before, you know what to expect. You can anticipate any bumps in the road. Planning your day the night before helps lower your stress level, and it helps you with time management. Trust me, flying by the seat of your pants is very inefficient, it's not productive. And when you're planning your next day, I'll also suggest you prioritize your task in order of importance. Not only do I want you to schedule your next day's task, schedule some breaks as well. If you want to get the next day started off in a productive way, plan your day the night before. Now that you've planned your day out and prioritize your task, I encourage you to start your day by tackling the hardest task first. Doing the hardest thing first increases productivity for several reasons. One, a lot of people that are less productive happen to be procrastinators. They put off a lot of things, especially the hardest task. But if you put the hard task off, it lingers in your mind. You're distracted. It's harder to focus. But if you tackle the hardest task first, not only do you get the hardest thing done first, it gives you momentum for the rest of the day. It makes the rest of your tasks seem much more easy. Tackling that hardest task first gives you a sense of accomplishment. You've achieved the goal. It puts you in a great frame of mind. And like I said, once you tackle that hardest task first, the rest of your day will seem like a breeze. Counter procrastination and low efficiency by being more productive, tackling the hardest task first. Now, next up is a habit I've incorporated the last couple of years that's definitely increased my productivity. If you can, into your day, incorporate repeatable shortcuts. Now, we all have things we do almost every day. Are there ways for you to take shortcuts that will make you get them done more efficiently? For example, are there tasks you can automate? Automate them. Are there tasks that you do that you can pass off to others and it won't affect the productivity? So start delegating out some tasks. And one of the things that definitely helps me, I prepare ahead of time. Let me give you an example. When I have videos to film, I write scripts several days ahead of time. So when it's time to start filming, I don't have to worry about that part. I've taken a shortcut. And another thing I used to waste a lot of time on, I never can figure out what I'm going to eat. Meal prepping or ordering pre-prepared meals helps me a lot when it comes to productivity. One of the best ways you can get more done and be more efficient, if you can, incorporate repeatable shortcuts into your day. Now, as I mentioned, I'm someone whose productivity suffers from trying to figure out what I'm going to eat. I get things done much more efficiently by using meal prep plans, like the ones from today's video sponsor, Factor. With Factor, there's no prep and no mess. Factor cuts out the stress involved in planning and preparing extensive meals on your own. Factor's meals come together in a matter of minutes, taking out the guesswork of what to eat for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Factor's meals arrive fresh, never frozen, and are pre-prepared. They're ready to eat in a matter of minutes, even faster than ordering takeout. A productive, efficient machine needs the right fuel, and Factor makes it possible for you to achieve your daily goals. Not only are Factor's meals quick and efficient, they only take 2 minutes to warm up in the microwave. Through nutritious and purposeful eating, Factor offers keto, calorie-smart chef choices, and vegan and veggie options, which include seafood, meat, and plant-based options. I've absolutely been loving my Factor meals. Not only do they take the guesswork out of what I'm going to eat, they taste fantastic. Factor makes meeting your nutritional goals very easy, delivering fresh, never frozen meals right to your front door. Now, not only did Factor sponsor today's video, they've got a special offer for the Style O.G family. Head to go.factor75.com/style120 Enter code STYLE120 and get $120 off your order. So if you want to take advantage of nutritional, great tasting food that's fresh, never frozen, and have it sent right to your front door, I highly recommend you hit the link in the description and get started with Factor meals today. Now, next up is a habit that a lot of people intuitively thinks makes them more productive, but it actually has the opposite effect. Want to be more productive? Stop multitasking. If you want to do things in the most inefficient way, try doing several things at a time. When you try to do more than one thing at a time, you do each of them less efficiently. What I recommend you do is bring in an earlier tip. Tackle the hardest task first. Concentrate only on that task and don't move on to another one unless you're taking a break or it's done. One of the best ways to increase your productivity, stop multitasking. Do the most important thing first and then move on. Leave the juggling to the jugglers. Now, next up is another habit I recently incorporated that's definitely increased my productivity. Want to work more efficiently? Declutter your spaces. Clutter is a thief of productivity, whether at work or at home. Studies have shown that people that have less clutter can work longer and with more focus. You see what happens when you work in a cluttered environment? Your brain actually splits its attention. It doesn't know what to focus on. Of course, if your brain doesn't know what to focus on, your task will get done less efficiently. When you work in a space that's decluttered, it maximizes your time and your energy, and it simplifies your routine. Get rid of all unnecessary items, things you no longer need. When you declutter, it gives you a better sense of control and increased productivity. Now, when it comes to productivity, there's a rule that's often cited that I wholeheartedly agree with. Want to be more productive? Incorporate into your life the 80-20 rule. Now, the 80-20 rule goes a little something like this. 80% of your results often come from 20% of your activity. The key is to do some self-analysis and figure out the things that you do throughout your day that tend to get the most results. I often find that's true for most people. Most of their success comes from only several of their actions. And the other 80% of your actions, kind of wasteful. When you're planning your day, focus on the top 2 or 3 things you usually do that get the most results and prioritize those tasks. When you focus on those tasks and incorporate the 80-20 rule, you'll definitely be much more productive. Now, next up is a habit I believe is a kissing cousin to the 80-20 rule. Want to be more productive? Learn how to say no. Eliminating the things you can't or should not be doing is a boon to your productivity. Having less to do and committing yourself to less activities allows you to focus on that 80-20 rule and prioritize the things that get the most results. There's a cliche that goes a little like this. Not doing something is and will always be faster than doing it. You can waste a lot of time doing things that don't matter. So you need to get in the habit of saying no, both to things you don't need to do and people asking you to do things you shouldn't be doing. Eliminate tasks that are wasteful, things you don't necessarily need to do. Remember the 80-20 rule. Focus on the things that get the most results and say no to almost everything else. Now, throughout today's video, we've been talking about various ways to get things done. Another way to increase your productivity, sometimes you have to do a little bit of nothing. In other words, take short breaks. It's just a known fact. The longer you work or keep at a task, eventually your productivity starts to decrease. Nobody can focus effectively for too long of an extended period of time. If you want to increase your productivity, work in some scheduled short breaks. The way I like to do it, I use a technique called the Pomoto technique. I think that's how you pronounce it. How it works is you work intensely for a specific amount of time. Then you take a break for a specific shorter amount of time. For example, work intensely for 25 minutes and then take a break for 5 minutes. Then you get right back to your task. Studies have shown over and over that people that take shorter breaks increase their productivity. Want to get more efficient? Take short breaks. Now, earlier we talked about how multitasking is a thief of productivity. This next habit you want to break definitely robs you of efficiency. You need to avoid social media. Now, when it comes to distraction and complete time wasting, in our modern times, there's almost nothing worse than social media. Indulging in scrolling through your notifications, checking Instagram, Facebook, or even watching YouTube videos, this is definitely decreasing your productivity. In fact, if you're supposed to be working, cut off this video. But in all seriousness, nothing interrupts your workflow more than checking your notifications, scrolling through Instagram, or looking at emails that aren't work related. You're just asking your brain to split its focus in so many different directions. not enabling you to get the job done that you should be focused on. Hands down, in our modern times, if you want to increase your productivity, I'm going to guess that most of you will benefit from avoiding social media. Now, next up is another positive habit, one I probably could have mentioned in the beginning of the video. Want to be more productive? Wake up earlier. Now, one of the ways you can be and feel more productive is to not feel rushed. When you wake up earlier in the morning, it gives you more time, making you feel like you're not always behind. And one of the great things about waking up earlier in the morning, there's less distractions in the morning, less interactions with other people. And there's a scientific reason why you can get more done when you wake up earlier in the morning. Your brain is more alert in the morning, and it's also a fact that the earlier you rise, the more clearly you can think. One of the things I love about getting up earlier, it gives you a chance to get a lay of the land and anticipate any potential bumps in the road. And although I am advising that you should get up earlier, I'm not saying you should compromise your sleep. If you're gonna get up earlier, go to bed earlier. One of the most tried and true habits you can incorporate to be more productive, wake up earlier. Now, next up is one of my favorite tips, and probably, in my opinion, one of the best on today's video. If you want to be more productive, always be improving. Here's the thing, the more you get better at the skills and tasks you do on a daily basis, of course you'll be able to do them much more productively. When you become stagnant and start to tread water, other people are swimming ahead. Yes, you think you're staying in the same space, but you're actually falling behind. What you need to do instead, always be improving. If you need to, take continuing education courses. Learn new skills that apply indirectly or directly to your life. Ask questions, read more. Trust me, the better you get, the more productive you become. Don't tread water, don't fall behind. If you want to be more productive, always be improving. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, all of us want to get better. We want to be more productive, more efficient. And I believe if you incorporate several of the habits I recommended on today's video, you'll be well on your way to more productive professional and personal life. Now, as always, I love to have your input. Let the Style O.G family know in the comment section if you have some great tips or habits they can incorporate to be more productive.